Hey guys, welcome to Traditional Bow Hunting Wilderness Podcast. This is Jason Samkoviak, and today we're going to be talking about this light right here. This thing's pretty incredible. We're going to do some testing with it, show you some stuff, some after dark things, that sort of stuff. This is made by Nitecore, but let's first talk about this a little bit here for a second and why. Being, many of you guys know I love my CR123 battery lights and EGTACs that I've been using for a long time, but it's time to step up the game, especially with me being down in Georgia and being on the rivers and some of these spots being many miles in, literally. Here in Michigan, it's kind of shocking to do 1.5 miles in somewhere, but there, it's not uncommon to do 3 miles of hiking to get into some of these places. And you also have all kinds of deadly snakes. You got gators, you got all kinds of stuff. You got all sorts of things, spiders that want to eat your face right off your head, all sorts of things there. So having a little more powerful light matters. I don't really care about the high lumens, but I want the runtime. And then also, if you figure if I'm out there, if I'm 2 miles in and I end up shooting something and then I'm going to bone it out there in the field and go through all that time, plus blood trailing, plus packing up, I need runtime. So it leads us to these, which are 18650 batteries, okay? There's basically 3 different versions of batteries out there that interest me, and the CR123s I have a ton of experience with. You guys know that. I've been using them for a long time. And 18650's been around for a while. Show you the difference here of these size-wise. We'll take a look here. So if we look at here is a CR123 and here is an 18650. Okay, so you can see the size difference of these. I think this is what are these, like 700? Does it even say on here how many mega amp hours? It doesn't say on this particular one, but usually like 700, I think, for milliamp hours for these. This one here, you're looking at 3,500 milliamp hours, for an 18650. So you can see the size difference of this battery, and you can actually, a lot of these lights, including this one, can run on 2 of these or 1 of these. Okay, I mean 2 of these is basically or 1 of these. So, but the nice thing is these are rechargeable. These ones are disposable. So the ones I have in my light are basically disposable CR123s that I can throw out when I'm done, but these are rechargeable, which is really nice. So this 18650 has been around for a while now. They're a very good battery. They also have now the 21700, which I'm very interested in for its recharging capabilities. There'll be some lights and other devices that come out with that kind of stuff that I will be showing you, but this light as an 18650 is going to be more compact and lighter than the 21700 series, so a little easier to carry. There's a lot of different devices that use these batteries, so they're very universal, which is nice. And this light is one of them. Now, this light has features that'll blow your mind. It's made by Nightcore. Okay, if you're not familiar with Nightcore, Nightcore has been one of the leading designers of specialty electronics and lights for many years. I've had Nightcore lights for a long time, and they've always been very good. Well, I reached out to them. I said, hey, you guys have this specific light with these really cool features that I am very interested in. I said, would you send me one for me to review? If I like it, I'm going to review it. If I don't like it, I'm not going to review it, and I'm going to send it back. Guess what? I really like it a lot, and so I'm keeping it. So I did not pay for this light, okay? Now, I have other Nightcore stuff on order that I did pay for, but this light, like I said, I wasn't sure if I wanted it or not, and I wanted to see, and so I did. I had them send this to me, so this is paid for, technically. They'll even see the little thing on here somewhere. It says paid advertising, but would I have bought it? Yes, I would have. Fortunately, I didn't have to, and I can review it here and show it to you, and I get to keep it for doing so. But this light is the one I wanted. I specifically called them and asked them for this model. And the reason for it is we have multiple things going on here, okay? You have a floodlight. You also have a floodlight, spotlight, 2 auxiliary red LED lights. Okay, this is 3 headlamps in one, and it's zoomable with the beam. It's amazing. I'll show you that later on tonight. So very incredible, and it is also on here. So if we take this, we can pop this. This is a very stiff one on mine, but you gotta, on this side, you take this cap off, and you're not off, but you unscrew this side. You can see the USB charging port, USB-C charging port there. So I can charge this without even taking the battery out. I don't have to buy separate battery chargers. I don't have to buy anything like that. I can charge it right here in the light by plugging this cord right into there and right into my wall and a USB port or into my computer and charge this light fully. So I don't have to have any extra chargers or anything like that. And if I want to, if I got multiple batteries, I pop the battery out, put the new other battery in, and charge it right through the light. So very convenient. It is also, notice that this USB charging port is underneath a O-ring sealed, completely waterproof. This light is IP68 waterproof. It is shockproof, drop proof, the whole deal. I mean, this thing is built like a tank. Okay, so here is that light setup. I will give you the specs on there, and tonight I will show you beam shots. But the neat thing about this that we're going to show you is the functionality. One nice thing here while I got it off, you tap that and it's going to tell you 1, 2, 3 clicks means you're over 50% of battery life. So you just tap that 1, 2, 3. If you're 3 clicks, you're above 50%. 2 clicks, you're between 50 and I had to grab that to go back and look at it. What is it? 2 clicks is below 50% and 1 click is below 10%. So it gives you a battery indicator right on there. So that's really a nice feature for you. And you also get that indicator while you're charging. It tells you that also. I will put these specs in here for you. Now the light itself, as far as you have a very nice headband strap, silicone on the inside here where it matters, so that comes in very handy to keep this thing from rolling around on your head. It fits and it stays. Now these lights are bigger than like my CR123 lights, but they're very stable, they don't move around much, and they're not that heavy. They do give you the weights in here. Again, I will show you the specs on here. I will put some screenshots of this in there for you so you can take a look at it with all the details. But now the thing to remember with these is all lights, see this one advertises as 2000 lumens. I don't care who makes it or what it is, 2000 lumens or the turbo mode or the high mode is very limited. On this one, it's going to give you, because they have what's called step down. And this one doesn't tell you how long that's going to be, but it's probably going to be like 30 seconds or a minute where you're going to get, and we'll test it tonight, but you're going to get where you're going to get that full power and then it's going to step down. It has to because of heat. Okay, this just will get too hot. Some of these things will actually set paper on fire, some of these lights. So you need to have that step down in power. So even though it says 2000 lumens, that's for like 30 seconds. All of them, even on high, which this one says on high, is 1800 lumens, it is going to drop down, or on higher, it's got turbo at 2000 lumens, higher is 1800 lumens, high is 950, mid is 250, and low is 50, ultra low is 1. Okay, well when you're at those settings, realistically any of the turbo or the higher or the high is still going to level out. I don't know for sure because I have no way to test that, but I'm going to guess that it's going to level out to probably somewhere around 800 lumens is what I'm assuming that you're going to get out of this. So as a constant runtime, you're going to get that high power. If you go to turbo, it's going to last for like 30 seconds and then drop down till it gets to about 800 and then level out. If you put it on the 1800 lumen higher, it's going to go for about a minute probably and then level out and hit 800 and go there. If you go to the high, which is 950, it's probably going to go for 5 or 8 minutes, then it's going to level out to 800. Somewhere right in that area. Okay, they don't give me that information, and I think they should. I think every flashlight and headlight manufacturer should give you that level out information, but none of them do. Not many of them do, and it's sad because it's misleading on the lumens, but you're not going to get 2000 lumens out of this. Just like on this one, it says 800 lumens. I'm not getting 800 continuous lumens out of this. I'm going to get 800 for a little bit, and it's going to drop down to like 250. Okay, that's how they all work. So it's not just this one. Every flashlight is that way. That's how they're going to happen. Now, what is really cool about this, I'm going to show you these settings here, but again, we will do beam shots later. But, so we turn this on, okay, you click the back end, and now it is on, all right? Now, I'm going to see if you can see this here on there, but we have 2 lenses here, and see if it'll do it. Let's see if you can notice it. No, you're not going to be able to here, so I'm going to have to turn it around and show you. But you can zoom between the 2 of these. So if we spin you here, let me actually set that up where you can see it. Because like I said, it's not dark out yet. We will show you when it is dark, but for the sake of doing this, we're going to just shine on this wall right here. And I'm going to show you, but watch this. Okay, so we have there. Okay, we can go to the full spot side. Let's go up a little brighter even. Okay, hang on. Let's go here and go up. Okay, there's the spot. Watch when I hit this negative sign. Okay, look at how floody that is. I'll go up one more in power. Okay, look at how floody. Now watch when I come back to this spot. Okay, so I can take it from a spotlight to a floodlight. See the difference? Look at how nice and floody that pattern is for blood trailing and close-up stuff. Or I can take it back to a spot and run that spotlight, so I can control that zoom anywhere along the process I want and slow that down. And then we can go up brighter, and we can go down. We can go down in power. Okay, we can go to turbo. That's turbo. That's you'll see this outside later on. That's wicked. So yeah, so it gives you those options to do whatever you want to with it. So you get total control. Let me turn that off here and spin you around. So you get the ability to go from spot to flood instantly by just, and you do simple button. So when it's on your head, it is as easy as pushing that. So if you have that light on, let me see if I can get it real low here. Hang on. Let's go down to the lowest setting. All right, see, look, watch. Okay, so watch. I can switch when I go, look at that's going to higher for there, and then we go over to here and it's going to start working both. Okay, and I'm getting that control change in there between the spot and the flood and whatever I want to do with it. Now if I go up higher, same kind of thing. If I go here, we're going to start moving over to that lens. See that transition? Watch it go from one side to the other. That's from flood to spot, and you get that total zoom control, so you can mix it anywhere in there that you want to, which is just a beautiful thing. And then you got your power outputs, high, low, there's higher, and then you got turbo is just a press and hold. Look at that, it's turbo. I mean, this thing screams. It straight up screams. So like I said, and then we can go down. Now you also have, we turn it off, watch this. Oh, what is that? 2 red LEDs. Look at those, 2 red LEDs. Oh, I wish they were a little brighter. Oh, they're a little brighter. How cool is that? So again, at night you'll see this, but I mean, look at my hand even, but you've got good night vision right here. So when you get to your tree and you want to hang your sticks and do stuff, if you want to use that red, or you got to get something out of your bag, you have that red option. Or if you're on private land and not worried about somebody being able to, you know, you're not worried about the safety of a light, you can use this and probably see well enough. We'll test it tonight and I will show you. But you have all of that capability and functionality in this. And then if you keep going on there, you also have strobe with red. Okay, you have flashing strobe, which you're seeing here popping. For SOS, you have SOS modes, you got everything. So you got all these hidden modes in there, and they're real easy to access. So you know, just makes life really simple. And it's easy to turn them on, it's easy to turn them off. Okay, we go back to regular light. You got your flexibility for your transfer of the power, which you're seeing in here, going back over this way. So you got that, this light does it all. This thing is incredible. Build quality on it, straight up fantastic. I'm gonna bring you in close. Okay, there's your plus and minus for changing settings. Power button on the side. Your 3 lights, wide angle, spot, and your 2 LEDs that are in there. Incredible headband setup here, and your battery cover here where you're take out, put your 18650 battery in. But like I said, phenomenal, just a phenomenal light. In the 18650 world, this is pretty incredible. That's drawing a lot of power from this battery, and you're getting great runtime. So let me show you some of those here too. Also with it, you get your USB cable right here too for charging, and you get spare O-rings. That's a beautiful thing. Those O-rings are for under these tail caps that are on here. So when you take this battery cap off, there's an O-ring in there, and if you need to replace that O-ring, okay, which is right here, if you need to replace, and these are nice threads on there, as you can see, fantastic. That O-ring right there is replaceable. Good springs in here, good spring or setup in there, straight to the point. Right in there in the head. And again, there's people that are really in depth with how the lumens measure out, and the color. It's a neutral, or a cool white. I think it's the 6500 temperature light. That stuff is not all things that I know about, but what I do know about is headlights and flashlights, and I know about how we use them, and I know what we're looking for. We want a spotlight when we want a spotlight, a thrower to be able to get out there. We want floodlights for our close-up work. This light gives you both. Runtime is incredible. I'm going to bring this in and show you right here. So if we look at this right on here, okay, look at that chart. That is what they are calling your run times. These are what are available for you And you can see what it's capable of doing under spot. Just pause this here and look at it. So you have those details right there for you. And then you can download this manual as well too. Even if you don't buy the light, you can download this manual if you want to read the other stuff. That pretty much gave you everything right there. Here I showed you the functionality of it, but it is also right here, which you can pause at any spot of this. So you can see that right there. And what they're calling features on this light are right here. This is pretty sweet setup. You know, you got all the, like I said, the capability. I've already covered it, but I'm going to put this here for you too, so you can see it real quick, what the features are. Okay, so you can see those on there. But, I mean, we are talking about a very high-quality light made by an amazing company that's building lights for a long time. They are cutting-edge innovation. The things they come out with are straight-up amazing. Wait till you see some of the things I actually have coming from them, too, that I've asked for that are just game changer kind of things in the world. So Nightcore is incredible. It is made in China. Most of your good lights are. Don't be fooled by anybody else. I don't care what they're telling you. Nobody can make a light like they do in China. Plain and simple. There's just no way around it. They have the technology that we can't dream of, and they got the capabilities of doing it. So when it comes to these, I mean, Phoenix, they're all there. It doesn't matter. Ace Beam, all your quality lights are being made there, or at least 90% of their components are. So incredible light. It is fully takedownable for you guys that are real lightweights that want to change reflectors out, or you can take this apart if you want to. I don't recommend it, but just high quality, very good light. And like I said, the 18650 battery is a phenomenal battery. Once it gets dark out here in just a little bit, we'll take a look at some beam shots. Now you can see here what our background is going to be, and so you kind of have an idea here in daylight what we're going to do. We're going to basically set that up here, and we are going to shine that out here so you can see. But you can see what we're looking at distance wise and what we have. All right, we are from right here. We are 23 yards to that wood pile, and that target right there is 23 yards. I'll bet we are probably 50 yards to that birch tree that is that one right there. And I'll bet we are probably, we're pretty close to 100, we're 100 yards probably, I don't have my rangefinder here, but I'll bet we're 100 yards to that tree line all the way over there. So you can see what we're going to be experimenting with here with beam shots and what we're going to cover. So as soon as it gets dark out, we're going to go ahead and set that up and take a look at this thing and what it's capable of. All right, here's a quick size comparison between the Nitecore HC68 that we have here, and this is a EagleTac D25 LC2. This is also an 18650 battery, and I'm going to just show you a comparison here size-wise so you can see. Put it into perspective. You turn it this way here so you can see the size of the lights, the diameter of them, so that it kind of all comes into play and puts it into perspective for you. And we will also compare it size-wise to a CR123. This is the Phoenix, the HM50R. This is a CR123 version. Okay, so you can see big difference there, but the light output and the runtime is what matters. Both of these lights, all of these lights that I'm showing you, are very similar. As far as what you're really relying on is the battery power. This one has a little battery. It's going to give you little amount of lumens and little runtime. There's just no two ways about it. That's all you can get out of this. This one has got a bigger battery, and it's going to give you more runtime and higher power out of there. It's all based on the battery. So the battery is what does the work. This one here, like this one, will run on 2 CR123s or 18650s. So you have the option. So that's the beauty of the 18650 system, is you can run one 18650 battery, or you can run 2 CR123 batteries in them. So if you want to match that CR123 battery you have in your other lights, you can fit 2 of them in this. So just a beautiful system as far as the power outputs, but that shows you a little bit of size comparison. Now as soon as it gets dark out, we'll do the beam shots with this and show you. Okay, here it is. It is 10 o'clock at night, and we are dark, so we are set at 1/30th of a second at f2.8 at ISO 500 is where we're set at here, just for those people that care about that stuff. And here is flood mode on ultra low. Okay, you can just see it's not going to show out there, but that's ultra low kind of thing. Maybe if I stand here in front of it, maybe that'll help. Let me see. if that'll show you for these modes. Okay, there is flood mode, ultra low flood mode. Now if we hit that over to spot, it's just going to do an instant change at this level. So here's spot. Oh, hang on, no, sorry. We want to go down to there, and then I want to go hold over to here. Okay, there is ultra low mode in a spot. You can see that spot on me. Okay, that is ultra low mode in a spot right here. And when we go back over here to the flood, you can see the difference here. There's spot. There's the flood. Ultra low mode, flood. Again, I'll put it on me right here. And then when we go to spot, it's more of a little spotlight, okay? Now when we shine it out here, I don't believe you're going to see a whole lot of difference. Okay, there's the spot. You're not going to see it yet, but that's that ultra low mode. Now we are on spot. We're going to go back to, we're going to go up one. Okay, so that's the next mode. Now you can start seeing, now this is on spot. When we go to flood, or let's see here, if we go to spot, we're there, just like that. You can see it. There's that spotlight. That's actually a fire pit right out there. You can see my white target. Now when I take that to flood and we widen out, that stuff starts to dissipate, but you get a much bigger pattern here, which you'll see more in a second. But I mean, these are some pretty low modes on here. Now when we take this up from there, we're going to go up one more mode. Now you can see it. Look at a flood pattern of this thing. I mean, this is lighting everything up out there. I'm going to actually walk out in front of you so you can see it here. You can see the difference. Okay, that's flood. Now when I take that over to the spot, you'll see that we can control that incrementally anywhere we want. So as we roll that, we can tone that spot in. See, we still have flood and we have spot here. We have both of them working for us, spot and flood. If I take it all the way over to spot, we start losing that flood, and now we got that bright hot spot that you can see in there. If I take that back to flood, we'll go about halfway. Here's half flood, half spot. And then as I go all the way to flood, we lose our spot, but we have that full flood going back to full spot. There is the full spotlight version of that, so you can see it on there. Now, when we are going to go up one more level, so we went through 2 or 3, I can't remember, there's 5 plus turbo, so I don't remember what we're on, but just know we started a low one, so I think this one is called, I think we went from ultra low to low, that would have been medium, I think this is high, okay? And this is high spot. Now when we take that over to flood, you can see it floods up, but look at this. I mean, you can't find a spot that this doesn't shine. I mean, look at how much I'm moving this light. Look at this massive flood zone is incredible on there. We'll take it back to spot, kind of about halfway. Now we still got that big flood and we got that spotlight out there. When we take it all the way to spot, you can see the spot gets brighter. We get less flood. And there's that setup. So that's fantastic. Now when we go to the higher mode, one more. Now we are in spot. You can see, I mean, we're reaching those trees way out there. You're seeing that 100-yard line out there. This is on higher. We'll take that to flood. Okay, now it's all the way at flood. You can see we got this huge flood pattern on here, just covering a tremendous amount of ground. We'll bring it back to half flood, half spot. So we still have that spot, but we have that flood as well too. And when we take it to full spot, you can see it just reach right out there. So that's that one. And now if we go higher once more, let's see if we got one more level here. We do. So this is highest. That was high. Here's highest. And it, or higher, they call it. And then we got turbo after this. But here again, you can see us. Look at way out there. I mean, we're reaching way out there. And I mean, this is just incredible. Now we're going to take it down to flood. Full flood. Massive amounts of flood capabilities. I mean, that's just crazy. Look at that amount of flood we have. We got a car coming by, so we're going to kind of keep this low so we're not shining at them. But you can see the flood pattern on here. You can kind of use that car as a reference for what I got my camera light set up as, or camera settings at. But now when we go that, we're going to take that back to about half spot. There's half spot, half flood at this level. And then we're going to take it all the way out to spot again. You can see we can reach way out there. I mean, those trees are, like I said, 100 yards away for some of them. And so that takes us all the way up highest spot. Now when we double click this, we should go to turbo. Nope, hang on. Sorry, hang on. We're going to go all the way up to high. And then we press and hold for turbo. Yeah, there's turbo mode. So this is the highest we get. Look at that spot. Look at all the way back in here. Like I said, it's a 100-yard reach in there. That thing is incredible. I'm going to pan this camera just a smidge here so you can see. Now we're going to take that down to flood. And I can feel this thing getting warm. All right, here we go for flood. Ready? That's all spot right there. We're going to back it up. Turning this all the way to flood. Actually, in turbo, I can't go to flood. Can't go to flood in turbo. Turbo is just straight up all power. Now this is going to start dissipating any second here. We're going to start losing this. We already have. We're already dropping down. You can see it. We're back to about the level of high. So this is going to start dropping. Turbo's short-term lived. And then you end up going back to your high mode. But now, so if we take this back to our highest mode right there, and we're in there, you get, again, you can float through. There's your flood. Going back to full spot, whole range right there. And then we also have the red modes. Okay, so you can see them here. We got low red, and we have one more for high red. Okay, and I'm going to come around here in front so you can see, but this gives me plenty of light to be able to see anything I'm doing. So if I'm wearing this and I am in low light stuff and I'm on my tree stand or anything like that, you can see I got total control to be able to work straps, do anything I want to. That's very cool. The lower one is a little too dim but still usable. But this one here, that higher red one, that's pretty cool. And you don't lose your night vision at all. So that's a nice setup that you're seeing on there that would work. As you see it on my hands, that's pretty phenomenal kind of setup with those two red LEDs. Then you also have your strobe modes and all your features there. Your red flashing. You got your power one. I'm not even going to get in and go through all these SOS ones. They're very bright. So, I mean, they use full turbo power for the SOS. That's just insane. Look at that. Watch, it'll come out. Look at the power of that for SOS. So if you were using this on a boat in an emergency situation, I mean, there's a lot of power and a lot of reach to that light asking for help. That's pretty incredible. So definitely a sweet setup. And you got different modes there as far as blinking modes. And that pretty much covers that light, but pretty impressive capabilities. Now I'm going to show you right on their website some of their highlights and their features that are going to show you some of those extra specs for you. And we'll wrap this up with that for you. Okay, here we have this technical specs and stuff right off their website that are going to give you some details about this, just to make sure I didn't forget anything so you can see everything. It's going to also show you the runtime charts. Feel free to pause this anywhere along the way. It's going to give you the weight, some of the things you can do with it. Like I said, this light is amazing. To get that much capability out of a 16650 battery, or 18650 battery, that's incredible. Alright, there you go. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video.